We were talking about clashes. Guess we could talk about rampages.
Oh shit! I knew this was coming.
Yeah.
All right.
For those of you who don't know, because a lot of people don't be on social media like us, Rampage Jackson, son of Quentin Rampage Jackson. Yes, that Rampage Jackson, man who destroyed doors left and right, went on his own form of a rampage this weekend with independent wrestler Syko Stu. I believe that was his name.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's in some shit. Just to say the very least. And it's called the cause of controversy. For those of you who don't know, like I'm not gonna give you full like if you ain't caught up by now, I'm pretty sure it's people who don't watch wrestling that's talking about this to this day. Like right now, I'm pretty sure they uploading a video right now. Right now, that's how I guess you could say how big this has gotten.
Bro, I was sitting at lunch. Was it? Yeah, yesterday. My coworkers. They're not even really like wrestling or fans or anything like that. They were talking about it, and I was like, "Look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was like, I know some people who know some people who know some of the people involved. I said that wasn't supposed to happen like that. I was like, he's wrong for doing that. And it's like in wrestling, there's receipts. If you're not an actual pro wrestler and you're trying to get a receipt on a pro wrestler, things can get misconstrued. Because in the world of professional fighting, MMA, boxing, what have you, receipts are different. Receipts in pro wrestling are like, all right, look, all this shit is scripted. I'm gonna let you get me back, and then after you get me back, all right, we good. Or I'm gonna apologize or whatever. Like we're gonna talk about this. Even receipts are like almost planned, and even if the receipts are not planned,
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
listen. I'm gonna say this right now.
I don't know. It's just
People saying, "Oh, Stu should have kept his hands to himself." Yes, but here's the thing: what a lot of people are constantly ignoring. He legit apologized repeatedly. He said, "You know what? My bad. I thought you were a worker because I saw the camera." And people are like, "Oh, just because it's like that don't matter. It don't matter. You should know this. You acting like you know every goddamn thing that's going on." He did not see. He saw a camera and was like, he's a wrestler. Let me hit him right quick. Let me play up the gimmick." And then he's like, "You know what? He's like, I didn't know you weren't a wrestler. I'm sorry. My bad. And that should have been squashed right then and there. But he didn't. So it's like I keep seeing this like, Steve should kept saying, yes. If he knew, I'm pretty sure he probably would have. If he knew that wasn't a wrestler. Someone put out a tweet that said Journey Fatu was actually there. And he was like, the spot was planned, but the nigga got in at the wrong time and he went overboard.
yeah. And it's like,
and then it's like people say, "Oh, he ain't got to accept the apology or this, that, and the third." But I'm like, yeah, but you gonna accept these consequences? Because let's just be real. Yeah, he ain't got to accept this apology, but you took it too far. You fucked the nigga up. You fucked him up.
To me,
and now you gotta pay the price, whatever the price that may be. So
the thing is, though, as an MMA fighter, you know when you got somebody knocked out. So if I knock you out, I know, like, okay, boom, I got you, whatever. Another thing is that, excuse me, Raja has suffered a concussion earlier in the week in training. He shouldn't have been physically involved in anything.
And that falls on the promoter.
Exactly.
Like, hey, don't interact with him. That's a sloppy shot right there. Don't interact with
Right.
him. Don't like that. He's not a wrestler. He's not. That's the reason why companies like WWE and all these people say who to interact with and who don't, because it's like you don't want this type of incident.
Exactly. This is why Moxley and AEW are getting sued by that one ringside guy
Mm-hmm.
because they thought that he was a part of the show or whatever, and he wasn't. So there's a lot of blurred lines that were crossed here.
Yep.
One thing that I'll hold tight to is what Rampage himself said about his son,
Mm-hmm.
is that he crossed a line that he shouldn't have, and he does not support his son's actions. This has nothing to do with some of the tropes that people are trying to put on it or whatever. And I hate the fact that people are trying to simplify it to a black. It's not like clear cut. It's not clear cut black and white. There's a whole lot of gray area involved in all of this.
Oh yeah.
And we have to be mindful of when you're blending different backgrounds and disciplines and whatnot. Like, you can't just say, okay, yes, this should happen or this should happen. No, it's not like that. There was a lot of gray area that was crossed here. And even as a trained MMA fighter, you know when you have somebody subdued, submitted, beaten, what have you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know that. This was a rage filled, I'm gonna get you back because I feel like you tried to punk me, disrespecting me type of thing.
And
And like,
he let his chat hype him up. There's
right,
literally clips out there of him, clips, and I actually watched the whole thing. He's literally letting the chat like get in his head, because I'm pretty sure he probably did forgive that man or accepted his apology, or probably planned on going light when he got in there, because it was planned. He was supposed to get involved,
right,
but he went too far because he let the chat hype him up, and now you got to deal with the consequences, my nigga. I don't care. I don't like, put all that shit aside. Like, it don't matter. It don't matter if it was planned or not. You, as a grown ass man, should know when to stop, and you didn't.
exactly. You went way too fucking far, and you should know. Like, when he slammed him,
That was it.
that
He was
was
out.
it.
He was out cold.
That was the end of it. It was like, okay, cool, you got him. All the extra shit that didn't need to happen because he was already out, and you could see that. And as a fighter, as somebody who, like, I've been in gyms and I've trained with these people and stuff before, and like I was talking with a coworker of mine, and she was like, the only people that she knows of that trains, that does, like, mixed martial arts or whatever, that's kind of like thrown off. She was like Krav Maga, because they're trained to go to the death or whatever.
Yep.
And it's like, that's a different quote unquote discipline, because it's not really discipline. Like, they're trained to, like, go in for the kill. Any other form of fighting, martial arts, mixed martial arts or whatever, you have certain disciplines that you're trained to show some restraint. He showed no restraint
Yeah.
whatsoever. And it's like, bro, once you slam that man and that man couldn't move, and he like looking up at the stars, and he got glass in his eyes and shit like that, that's when you should know, like, okay, he's out of there.
He's like, yeah, I got my point across. Nah, he like, nah. Because he literally said, hey, chat, if I get 50 subs, he said 50 subs, I'll knock him out.
Bro, he's on camera on the chat.
This nigga is incriminating himself. If this
Talking
man,
about how, I know this is scripted. I know I got this spot. I'm going off script. Fuck that.
That's
I'm
why
doing this,
that's why I'm
bro.
looking at these wrestlers and shit that's like defending this man. I'm like, bro, y'all, what are y'all doing?
Bruh, it's so obvious to us because we're intelligent enough to look at this shit and see it for what it is. But there are some people who don't want to look at it and see it for what it is, and it's like, okay, cool.
He asked for this. He brought this on himself. I'm like, ain't nobody asked to nearly get killed.
Exactly. And it's like, whether or not you accept this person's apology or not is one thing. But it's like what he didn't warrant you trying to like kill him.
And they said it was a fake. It was a fake drink. Like it was one of those crushable cans.
Right. So it wasn't it was more or less an ego thing. It wasn't a physical thing. It was more of an ego thing. That this got caught on camera on your live stream and you felt disrespected.
Oh yeah, I know for a fact. He's like, bro, I don't play that. I don't play that. I'm like, oh yeah.
And it's like, okay, cool. You may feel disrespected by this, but just because you feel disrespected does not mean that you get to almost kill somebody.
And no matter what happened, whatever what happened, it does fall on whoever told him to get that receipt. I don't care how he come out and spend it or spend it or whatever. It falls on him because any sane normal promoter or organizer of the event would have looked Raj in the eye and be like, yeah, that planned spot we got, we're good. Oh, enjoy the show.
Bro, listen.
Enjoy the show.
Whatever money we supposed to pay you, we gonna pay you. That spot is not gonna happen.
You got to go.
If you can't chill out and sit ringside and enjoy the show, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. And if you don't want to leave willingly, I'm gonna have to call police, security, or whoever and remove you from the premises.
Yep. That's what that's literally what I said. I'm like, all this could have been avoided if the promoter was actually competent or the organizer was actually competent enough to stop this. But it didn't. And now we out here having to sit and hear niggas talk about this all for like multiple days because it happened what? Sunday? Before Forbidden Door?
Believe so. I can't even remember when this shit happened. Like now.
Yeah, I think it happened before before Forbidden Door. And it is now almost the end of Tuesday at the time of this recording. And they're still talking about it.
Bro, this is exactly why, like,
you don't get to determine how people react to disrespect. Would I have done it? No. And you don't get to determine how people react to disrespect. So it's like that's the beautiful thing about having a conversation. I'm reacting to how he reacted to disrespect, and I am saying I'm not dismissing him feeling disrespected. I'm just saying, hey, now you got to deal with the consequences, my boy, because your ego got hurt, and it shouldn't have went that far. Point blank. Period.
It's like no, we don't get to determine how people feel about certain things, and we don't get to determine how people react to certain things.
Nope.
However, at the same time, like if you overreact to something and you go out of bounds or you go off or whatever, yeah, people are going to react to like the way you reacted to what it is. And it's like a lot of the times in the NBA and especially in the NFL, I see it all the time. Somebody may hold you, grab your face mask, whatever, right? People see how you react to what they did to you, but they may not always see what they did to you. And oftentimes, as fucked up as it is, they may see the reaction, but they may not always see the action that caused the reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Once they see the action, that caused your reaction, now you're being judged.
Yep.
And if you go psycho like Raja did, the action is no longer held in higher regard when people react to the whole situation. It's the reaction that's held in higher regard because you went overboard.
Yeah.
And this is why I tell real talk, bro. Like I tell my kids, my sisters, my little cousins, even some of my older cousins, my aunt, like sometimes I don't really tell my mom this because I don't have to worry about her too much, but I'll tell people when they going out doing something, I'll be like, hey, be careful, don't do no dumb shit. Call me if you need me.
Yep. Every time.
Because I'm gonna tell you, like, be careful, number one, to not get yourself involved in something. If something should happen, don't do no dumb shit. But if something should pop off, call me if you need me. And I'm going to react accordingly. And my kids already know, like my little cousins, my older cousins, everybody that calls on me, they already know. Like, if I do some stupid shit and I have to call this nigga, he gonna get me out of this situation some way, somehow. But I'm gonna have to hear his shit, and he may whip my ass.
Sloan,
he probably
was
will
knocked
whip
out.
my ass.
Sorry to interrupt. Sloan, he was knocked out. That's enough. And you said get back in blood. He wasn't even bleeding with the can because it was a fake can. There was no blood drawn. The only one who drew blood was Raja. So you saying get back in blood? Okay, so if Syko Stu or Syko Stu get his people to get it back in blood, then what? It's just a continue. It's a cycle.
It keeps going and going, and the violence keeps elevating and elevating and elevating. And it's like, when do we stop it? It's like I've seen situations like this in real life circumstances turn deadly and continue to go simply because there was a simple misunderstanding that turned into something more than what it should have been.
Like I said.
And like I've seen like real life consequences happen. People lose lives, damn near lose limbs and shit like that. Like I had a homeboy who got caught up in some shit and was caught up in a drive-by, and this nigga had to have a fucking halo and pins and needles and shit in his leg to get his leg bone to grow back because he got shot because he was next to somebody who was caught up in some other bullshit.
Yep.
Like I've seen people literally lose their lives because violence escalated over a simple misunderstanding. Yep. So where do we draw the line? If we never draw a line, then there's no line to be drawn. Then the violence keeps escalating.
I drew the line. I basically told you this falls on the promoter because he should have relayed to his people like, hey, this is Rampage Jackson. This is this person. Off limits. Off limits. If you do something with him, keep it light. Don't do something stupid. That's what I'm saying. It falls on he didn't do his homework. He didn't follow the proper channels. Because if I'm in the situation and I'm putting this situation together, as far as like this entire event together, I'm doing a background check on every fucking thing that is involved running through my thing. That could be the OCD in me, and that could be the micromanagement in me. But that's just me. So now we're here. And now we got to deal with the consequences. The consequences is the guy is in the hospital recovering. He suffered, he lost some teeth, fractured jaw, all because of a misunderstanding like, hey, I'm not a worker. Oh shit, my bad. I thought you was working because I saw the camera. Happens all the time.
I mean, bruh, it ain't no simpler than we could put it than like something happened, you felt the level of disrespect and or whatever. This person is trying to convey to you, hey, my bad. I didn't mean that. I thought da 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 da. And the craziest part about it is, if you look at that circle picture right now, the guy who egged it on with Raja is the same guy who's in the background looking like he can't wait to see Syko Stu hit Raja with the can.
He set this shit up. He set the shit up. It falls
Like,
on that nigga.
are we just choosing to not pay attention to what the fuck is going on behind the scenes getting set up and stuff? Like, I'm just saying, and one of my homegirls, shout out to Littlefoot. Littlefoot was like, hey, listen, like the person who egged all this on was she said his name or whatever, do with that information what you will. When I saw Sis put that tweet out like that, that let me know right there, like, hey, either this nigga is a piece of shit behind the scenes and he does shit like this on purpose, or B, he messy as fuck and he just like to see shit started. Either way, it's like this dude is a piece of shit and he egged this shit on from the beginning.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, like when I see people inside the industry put out tweets and statements and stuff like that, it makes me think like, wait a minute. Maybe there's something more to this than just what we see on the surface. Maybe there's some behind the scenes shit that's going on that like caused this to happen or whatever, or there were people who were driving this to this point, pushing buttons on both sides of the incident that caused this to happen.
Yep. And my stand, and when more information comes out, my stance will remain the same. Nigga went too far. Point blank. Period.
Gotta get Roddy K quick. Yeah, I'm like Seth with the outfits. Coming in hot, too live on your outlets. Running these streets like the prophets. Thank God for the new day, can't stop it. Jay Uso with the yeet. Eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. Whole new swag with a price on the tag. Like Javon, I'm the young OG. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level, got an